Known as one of the greatest stage and screen dancers of all time, Fred Astaire was born on May 10, 1899 in Omaha, Nebraska.
Fred Astaire really started as a child actor, very young. Around 5 years old, he and his sister Adele were a brother-sister act. They would perform in vaudeville. They made it to Broadway in 1917, and they continued there until the early 1930s when Adele retired from performing because she got married.
Fred Astaire didn't have an easy time making it in Hollywood. He didn't look like a classic Hollywood star. His first screen test was a disaster, and he went back to Broadway. He tried again later and got a small part in a film and built from there.
The thing about Fred Astaire that made him so famous was just his ability to move. It really transported people. He became very popular during the Depression, starring in these films that were full of glamour and good times. If you were living hand to mouth, that was really an escape for you.
Astaire's film career really took off after his 1933 pairing with Ginger Rogers in Flying Down to Rio.
Ginger Rogers may not have been the most technical dancer, but she could really sell that she was having the time of her life dancing with Fred Astaire. And of course, his technical prowess was unmatched.
We talk about chemistry on screen today, but nobody had it like these two. They practically invented chemistry.
There's such a romance to those films. You see those beautiful dance scenes where it's as if they're gliding on air, and you just wish that you could be Ginger, swung around the dance floor by Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire had this tremendous sophistication about him, and Katharine Hepburn once said that Fred Astaire gave Ginger Rogers class, and that Ginger Rogers gave Fred Astaire sex appeal.
Not only did they work well together, they ended up doing 10 films, and they revolutionized the movie musical.
Up until then, you had a lot of dance scenes that were more spectacles. Fred insisted that his dance sequences moved the plot along, and that made a big difference for how they were used in films.
He insisted that the dances be shot more or less in one take, with the camera following the dancers, rather than what was at the time the norm, which was to cut dances up into lots of little pieces. And so audiences saw that it was not a camera trick. This was really their talent at work.
Fred Astaire also worked with several other leading ladies, including Rita Hayworth, Judy Garland, Audrey Hepburn, Jane Powell, and Sid Charisse, but would always be associated with Ginger Rogers. In his personal life, Astaire married twice and had 2 children.
If you ask me, Fred Astaire's best film that he did without Ginger Rogers is probably Easter Parade with Judy Garland. It's just an amazing sequence, and to get Judy Garland to perform at that level was really impressive.
Starting in the late 1950s, Astaire concentrated more on straight acting than dancing, and did more TV work than film. In 1974, he was nominated for an Academy Award for his work on The Towering Inferno. And in 1981, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Film Institute. Fred Astaire died on June 22, 1987, at the age of 88 in Los Angeles, California.
We should remember Fred Astaire as a man whose dancing ability transcended merely dance. I think that he could sell the idea of what he was doing to audiences that didn't necessarily care about a man dancing on screen. It's like he's a visual poet moving the narrative of the film along.